first phase, Evos Legends full respect onto Beloyski.
Their first pick, so they have more options to try and respect ban. That is the advantage that the first pick team usually has. They don't have to bother with the Joy and the 1-1 pick. The Joy is still available, but not for long. It will be banned away by Geek Slate. And honestly, on that note of the damage dealt, with the amount of times Taz has been 1v5ing, right, in the late game when everything is said and done, I feel like it does make sense. That is just how effectively Evos was shut down by Geek Slate, right? How much they're able to ensure that Brands does not have a say in how the team fight goes. But now the first pick for Evos is actually that Valentina.
Leaving the Pyramis open, usually we do see the Valentina picked up instantly, but it does give away the glue and the Fredgen. Super intelligent by Geek Slate. They didn't go for the Pyramis in the first phase, knowing that the Valentina for Evos Legends should go to the mid lane. Now, thing is, a little bird told me that Brands has been practicing the Valentina in the gold lane too.
Ooh, interesting. If you can't beat them, join them, perhaps. Having more flexibility in the gold lane is definitely a big plus, but this is dangerous because if you try and copy someone's strategy against the original creator,
yeah.
he probably knows some kind of countermeasure. So if he does show it today, we'll finally have some answers to how to deal with this gold lane Valentina that's been so annoying, so disruptive. But for now, the pick for Evos Legends is going to be the Lapu Lapu, giving a bit more utility, a bit more dive, and they have got that carry right now.
That's the answer.
Yeah, it's going to be a carry pick. Wow, interesting.
Pretty early on, forcing the issue onto Geek Slate, but the Pyramis won't actually be picked up. I actually thought that maybe they would want to go for that, but now knowing that they are in the last pick of the first phase, there's no real reason to go for the Pyramis. The Farsa works much better up against the carry, but up against the Lapu though, that's pretty dangerous.
Pretty dangerous, as we take a look as well at the comments by Taxstump here. Geek Slate was strong from the beginning and they deserve their current position in the ranking. So let's wait for an exciting match between us and Geek Slate. So far it has been exciting.
Very.
It was a really tough game, number one. Honestly, it could have gone both ways, but Geek were able to exploit some small mistakes coming in from Evos and eventually lead the best of 3 series this time around. Geek already opted for the Akai being banned out, Evos with a Brody ban. And they need to figure out a hero for Chidera that can win lane against carry, because we keep saying this over and over. I think Chidera needs to be able to be given a lane where he can have an upper hand.
Beatrix? We haven't seen it too often, but it is an option. And knowing how Geek Slate really enjoys playing with the lane clear, right? A Beatrix pick falls in line with that idea, but we'll have to see it. It's not a pick that can be picked willy-nilly. You need to make sure that the team has enough setup to ensure success for that Beatrix pick. And for now, we'll see if another gold lane will be banned away for Evos if they really want to try and shut Chidera down. Because if they focus on him too much, you know that we already mentioned how Geek Slate, every single player can take matters into their own hands. And keep in mind, Gluck is in the house.
Yeah, it is. I think one of the ways they can go for this draft in the final ban can be just the roamer ban, right? But I think the Melissa is a bit too expensive to let go. They do go for the roamer ban, leaving exactly that, the Melissa up for grabs. Geek Slate now, they won't even have to pick it up here. They can just pick up another hero, maybe securing for Geek Slate, leaving the Melissa for the last pick. And I think in this kind of composition, it truly works out for Geek Slate. Meanwhile, for Evos Legends, man, what do they want to pick up right now? Kadira, Lolita, they've banned a lot of roamers for themselves. I don't know. Do they want to go for the Kufra here?
Kufra, not really a lot of heroes being countered by the Kufra though. It can work, but I really feel like they need someone that's just really beefy. Because from the looks of it, Geek Slate are gonna be hyper aggressive in the early game, man. Fredrin Farsa and a Franco.
Maybe they
This is
could
gonna
pick
be
up a
dangerous.
Grok to cancel the feather airstrike from the Farsa. We
Grok
see that
might be
being
an
a
option.
common
That
pick.
is, oh, it's
But
gonna be an
no.
Atlas though. Wow, they're going
Oh!
big, and they were going great with the Alice pick as well.
Okay.
They want to go all in. They just dive in. You hook someone, everyone comes in. That is the idea right now. There is counter engage available for Geek though, and the final pick will be that Beatrix, so the AoE combo is available.
I really like the Alice pick right now, but the Alice is
Against the
very
It's gonna take time though.
susceptible.
Against
It's sure,
Glue.
it is gonna take time, but it's very susceptible to
Yikes.
harassment. That's the problem with the Alice, especially in the early game. Alice needs to be able to farm up as soon as possible and as fast as possible and rotate as fast as possible because she wants to get the stacks from the minions as well in the lane, especially below minute number 5. But going against a hero that can harass her, it makes it difficult for Alice, and when she falls behind, it's very difficult to come back from it.
Keep in mind, Geek Slate can very easily influence that lane as well. They have the lead, I believe, in the roaming mid lane department, right? So it's going to be a very tough early game for Evos, but maybe if they can weather the storm initially, this Atlas pick might be able to set something up. We'll have to see though.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2. Geek Slate can end it right here, right now, claiming their revenge against Evos Legends. But with this draft, the mad scientist is back. He wants to bring Evos all the way to 1-1, throwing us to game number 3. But welcome to the land of Dawn for game number 2.
And right now, off the hook, you can see here that Dreams has actually opted for the flicker play, but there's not much of respect here from the side of Geek Slate other than a boy picking up that Purify. So most of these players can be baited in with the fatal links that come through.
Just went through his cape there.
Atlas just deceptively slim there. He's going to go on a boy, but you can see that the early game pressure is dangerous here. And this is not factoring in the fact that Janna Cutie is on a Fredrin. They can still be deadly, can solo kill, can solo engage. Baloyski already starting off with a great Iron Hook. Hijume is going to be able to survive for now, but you can see the threat as Geek Slate make their move towards the jungle of Evos Legends.
It's just the little wins, you know, that will be climbing up later on. But looking at it right now, Geek Slate, the reason I still expected the Melissa pick to come through. Oh my god, Malloy with the Iron Hook, bringing Hijume under the turret, forcing a flicker from him. Janna now with a damage, not even the Appraiser's Wrath. Taz though, jumping in once again. It's the Appraiser's Wrath from Janna QT. Taz disappeared from the map.
That's the problem, right? That's the problem of having an Alice jungler, right? She's so weak in the early game. She has one of the lowest base HPs in the game as well, which means that she needs to gain that passive first, gain that stack to 12, 25, and 50, if I'm not mistaken, to be able to amount as much sustainability as she can in that late game with the mana regen and the HP regen and the shielding to top it off. So going against composition that's really aggressive in the early game is not something that I honestly think that Evos Legends can contest to. And you can actually see that they're making adjustments here. Evos Legends, they're not going to go for the turtle counter or turtle fight. They're going to just play a little bit more patient and get that farming through for Taz in particular here in the early game.
Considering the lane advantages Geek Slate has in the EXP and mid lane, Evos Legends don't really have much of an option. And on that note, Eterna, on the Alice pick, we talked about how Taz, he doesn't really shine on the low mechanical heroes. And I must say that the Alice, it needs some experience, it needs some knowledge to play well. But when it comes to mechanics, right, this is where Taz usually shines. On the Pokito, we saw a bit of that outplaying the Lancelot in the hands of Janna Cutie earlier. But now on an Alice, I feel like he just has way less playmaking potential, and that might just harm Evos Legends in the long run.
Now back to my point. Dude, Beloy, no, stop. All right, every single time, Beloy just hates me. He doesn't want me to speak. He interrupted me, man. Earlier on, I was about to say, right? The reason I would actually go for the Melissa instead of the Beatrix is because of the first skill that Melissa has. You can actually get out of the Fatal Links. Pretty fun interaction there with your skill 1, even if the Fatal Links already connects. Meanwhile, for the Beatrix, especially here, Chadera, not going for the Purify, that was my main concern. But when you have Beloy hitting hooks like that, I mean, holy moly, man, sure.
It's fine, no problem at all. Dreams can also be countered by the Bloody Hunt if they really want to try and go for that option. But for now, it's always that early game pressure right here. Taz is struggling because Geek Slate, they are trying to find anything they can. They have pressure in all 3 lanes essentially. So the jungle is slowly but surely gonna be contested, gonna be just taken away from Taz. So Evos Legends, they better have some kind of plan here because otherwise it's going to be dangerous. The purple buff is already where Geek Slate is making their next move.
No, honestly, that's where I kind of have a difference of opinion here. I think Evos Legends... No, sorry. I think Geek Slate, they're the ones who need to push the pace onto Evos Legends here. Because if Taz is left alone too much and she gets the stacks that he needs, you can see that he's trying to do that, right? That's why, even though he's the jungler, he's very active on those lanes because he wants to get as much of the blood orbs as possible. And you can see him even in the top side here clearing as well. He previously was in the mid side, but left alone, left untouched. That's going to be a problem for Geek Slate in that late game.
That's a flicker and a bloody hunt. An iron hook to follow it up. Chidera now following it up real good with the damage from Chidera. I think I agree with your point here. The Alice needs to get to that point, but with Geek Slate constantly pushing the pace, again, it's going to be really tough. Later on, I see how the Alice works with the glue, with the split, but Dreams now is looking for an opening, knowing Beloy has used that bloody hunt, will bring Beloy back, but it's still going to be Jana who finds the turtle. Only Rover traded in. Gluck jumps back in with a slam, pass combo. That's the snipe, not connecting, but Geek Slate still holding on to their gold lead.
Well, Evos Legends trying to engage on Beloy to limit his participation there, but in the end, the turtle is still being taken by Geek Slate. And on that note, yes, Taz will be scaling a lot more later on still, but in these big team fights, I still feel like Geek Slate have a lot more to say. So even now, I feel like they're still dangerous. And if you think that Geek Slate is dominant and scary and volatile right now, wait till you see what happens when the first Lord is there, because that is where Geek Slate usually starts pushing the pace, and now they are cornering Psychons alone.
Oh my god, not even there! Tries to get out with the Bravest Fighter defensively. Now Jana is going to be caught in the midst of it all. The Fatal Links brings him back for the damage to come through, but the Appraiser's Wrath dishes out so much damage. Oh my goodness! Dreams is forced to flicker out of the Iron Hook. Chidera now trying to pinch them down as the Feather Airstrike comes down. Ijume was able to steal it away, but the slam, pass, and the turret aggro was taken in by Gluck. They take another turret like it's nothing.
Man, 3,400 gold lead Geek Slate here in the first 6 minutes of the game, Arashi. That snowball is definitely evident as well. And that's the thing that I keep mentioning. I don't know if it's getting a little too repetitive at this point, but that's the Alice jungler for you. She needs to snowball from that early game. With too much harassment from the enemy, it's not going to give them as much to play with unless they can close in that gap. Because right now, face value, we know if you have a level above in the jungle, you're going to deal more damage onto
with Retribution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can see here already a 1 level lead difference. And it's looking bleak for Evos if they can't catch up as fast as possible.
It's only going to get worse and worse, but now they make a play onto Beloy. It's still only a roamer though. They have to be very careful not to get counter-engaged on as the Feather Airstrike zones them away, but look at Gluck making his way to the scene.
Bloody Hunt stolen away from onto Beloy. That's just a roamer. The Iron Hook not connecting, but the turtle saves Beloy's life with the additional shielding. Not even there. Evos Legends unable to find a trade. Jana now walking in, he even steals it with the help of a boy. The Appraiser's Wrath now onto Taz, but he's still able to survive. Not until Gluck steps in with the flicker though. That's a slam, pass. Dreams now with the Fatal Link's gonna be able to find them as that's gonna be the stun coming in from Psychons with the Bravest Fighter. The Iron Hook from Beloy changes the fight again. It's the gold lane down, and Geek Slate have found the proper trade.
They are not letting Brands participate in this game at all, man. At any moment, he is just completely shut down. And with the marksman out of the picture, this is once again Geek Slate looking for a siege with the long range, but they will still be able to get the turrets in the other lanes. Geek Slate having full control of the game. And as we take a look at the items, Malefic Roar being built up already early on. And with the Farsa, with having the Lightning Truncheon already, this is just going to be even more of a nightmare for Brands. He only has his core items, but he will require all those defensive items if he wants to stay relevant in this game right now.
Yeah, he needs the Athena shield as soon as possible, and that's the issue of picking up something like the carry earlier on in the drafting phase, especially if the Farsa has not been banned away in that first phase, because I think the Farsa is just gonna, plain and simple, outrange you, burst you down before you can even make a single impact in the game. And you can see it coming to fruition here for Geek Slate in particular.
Ooh, for Geek Slate though, now they're still just waiting, and they really know how to use the macro gameplay, man. Just waiting for a chance, but Luke, man, is way too good, and now he's turning it on. He's chasing the members of Evos.
The feathered airstrike, and now Chidera, everyone's here for the taking. And it's gonna be Beloy with the iron hook again. Taz all alone on the Alice. Picks up the purple buff. 9 minutes in, and Geek Slate are stomping Evos Legends.
4-for-0 trade here, Evos Legends. They are looking like they are in shambles right now here. 10 minutes in. Geek Slate, they're looking like they're going to be able to get this Lord uncontested. Even if Taz wants to do and go for something, he's just going to get taken down.
It pops in the flowing blood, only for a boy to take. It's a late wipeout for Geek Slate, and it is amazing for this team. They have played this game perfectly.
Unreal, man. Like, this is not okay. It's an instant replay by the Samsung Galaxy
A34
and A54. If you missed it, you just go for it straight away. Beloyski jumps in to just cut off the exit path as well. And even with the flicker, there's no escape, man.
He's too good.
You can't get away. Oh my god, that is not okay, man. What is this man on? That is unreal. And with the Lord, with the Feather Airstrike, with Chidera on the Beatrix as well, it is looking absolutely bleak. Evos Legends has tried everything, and it won't even matter. Hijime once again gets jumped on.
He's just walking Hijime down. Oh my god, it's another pick.
No.
And Beloy on top of it all. It's Beloy again, and again. A 10,000 gold lead in the 10th minute of the game. Evos Legends have no answers. Dreams now with the perfect match gets out, and Beloy lands that one. I don't know what to call him.
That would be unreal for sure. Geek Slate though now, they have, again, all the range advantage, all the burst advantage as well. And this is what we're talking about. Luke, Beloyski, Jana, a boy, they can all engage on their own independently, and Evos Legends have no idea which one to look out for. Of course, mainly it's Jana, but if you, mainly it's Beloy, but if you don't pay attention, look at Hijime.
Oh my goodness.
God.
Beloy again with an unreal iron hook. What do you do? What do you do against this man?
I don't know. I guess everyone just needs to Winter Truncheon, and even then...
Relax, man.
Wow, Beloyski once again, even with the flicker as well. Luckily for Evos, he wasn't able to get another pick on the board, because if he was, instant kill there. 12,000 gold lead here for Geek Slate. 11 minutes in, I don't think it's enough time for Evos Legends to come back.
It's a 12k gold difference, so forget looking at the exact numbers and the gold difference. It's just huge right now. And that flicker from Beloyski, the fact that he's able to do so with no hesitation, just goes for it, is what makes it so dangerous, and it's what's making Evos Legends so concerned about it. You see earlier, even when Hijime steals away the Feather Airstrike, it only takes Beloyski walking up a few steps for him to cancel out directly, because he is afraid of the plays happening. If it's not the Iron Hook, it could be the flicker Bloody Hunt. If you take a look at the damage dealt, a boy is on top right here, but the main guy that's literally killing off the members of Evos Legends is Beloy, man. It all starts there. And look at this. We're talking about the discipline. And now they're just waiting for the next Lord, waiting for the next objective. If Evos misstep, they go for the pickoff. If they come for the contest, they will also go for the big engage later on. They have all the vision available, and they're just leaving no stone unturned. Evos Legends completely out of options right now.
But honestly, I understand, right? Like, the gold difference is huge. 12,000, that's a lot. I don't think we've seen a gold difference that heavy so far, but will it be enough if, let's say, Dreams goes in for the Fatalings onto 5, finds that big moment? Do you think they have enough damage to be able to follow up such a combo? Oh no, Psychots!
All alone, now stunned up. Bravest Fighter onto a boy, the flicker as well, but the Bloody Hunt and the snipe there, not even necessary. A boy picks up the kill. The immortality now bought by Beloy as the Enhanced Lord spawns, perfectly timed with Psychots' death. This might be the end for Evos Legends this game.
Wow. And he just moves straight away to the purple buff. The movement post-Lord take, post-team fight from Geek Slate is just impeccable. And keep your eyes on the main man. He misses the Iron Hook, but the team is ready to make the play happen right now.
Dreams has the flicker right now, but he's going to be taunted up, locked down like it's nothing. But the Raven Spider there is not available to follow it up with the Fatal Links. Now Psychots is still respawning in. Taz will be taken down before he can even respawn. Now he's finally back. The combo that you mentioned, Eterna, it only works if Psychots is here. But right now, Geek Slate are looking to take every single base turret. Beloy waiting for the cooldown on that damage. Psychots now just bursted down. The Bloody Hunt locks him out, and Geek Slate have found another loop now, jumping on a Heejman, bringing it back onto the base. The Iron Hook connecting onto Braz with the Feather Airstrike, sniping Dreams down. Chidera on the base, wide open for the taking. Brand zoned away, and game number 2 will go to Geek Slate. 2-0, clean sweep.
Wow. What a performance, man. Game 1 was a bit more intense, with game number 2, forget about it, man. Beloyski says, no, you're done. It's over.
Man, upper brackets, here we come. Geek Slate, they're on their way. Remember, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Is it 3rd, 4th, and 5th? 3rd, 4th, 5th. They're all standing at the same match rate.
They might be 2nd place right now.
5-4, if I'm not mistaken. So with this victory, 2-0 at that, they should be 3rd or 2nd place.
I believe they're 2nd. They might have just overtaken RRQ. We have to wait for confirmation on that.
And we'd also have to wait for the results of the Royal Derby later in match number 3. But once again, congratulations, Geek Slate, Geek fams out there watching. It was an amazing performance. It's an amazing run so far for you guys as well. And Beloyski, I have some trivia.
Oh, what is that?
Trivia.
Has there ever been a roamer